where you were the moment Gen 3 was announced? I was sitting right here in this chair, at this table, in this Airbnb, in Manila, because, well, Gen 3 was literally just officially announced. Following up on the leak earlier today, Niantic officially posted on Twitter, dozens of Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region will soon arrive in the real world. And it came with this amazing video. This video got me so hyped. Like, just look at the quality of this. Salamence, sure to be a very meta-relevant Pokemon. Shiftry, one of my favorites. Aggron, again, another very meta-relevant. Ludicolo. It's Ludicolo. I always thought it was kind of funny. And then the legendary egg hatches into Groudon, one of the most epic legendary Pokemon ever, probably. Oh, that's serious. So here it is. Gen 3 is officially coming to Pokemon GO. Let's just read through the blog post. Introducing Weather and 50 Pokemon from the Hoenn region in Pokemon GO. So it's not a full release. Gen 3 has, I believe, 135 new Pokemon. We are getting 50 of them. The post says, trainers, starting later this week, Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, and several more Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region in the Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire video games will start appearing in Pokemon GO for the first time ever, with even more to be discovered over the next several weeks. Let me just stop there and say that Ruby and Sapphire are probably my favorite Pokemon games in the entire series. A lot of my favorite Pokemon come from 3rd generation, so I'm excited. I'm seriously so excited to finally see this announcement officially. We've known it was coming for months now, but it's here. It's real. We're going to be catching Gen 3 later this week. What does that mean? Does that mean before the weekend? What day is it in the States? It's 6 a.m. Wednesday in the States. Later this week could be Friday. It could be Saturday. We could be catching Gen 3 Pokemon this weekend. The post continues. We'll also be introducing a new dynamic weather system in Pokemon GO that will change the way you and the millions of trainers around the world discover, catch, and interact with Pokemon. This is actually huge. I mean, like, just look at these screenshots. Okay, you'll want to start paying even closer attention to your local weather patterns, trainers. In addition to the in-game map being updated with cool new weather visuals, weather near you will impact Pokemon in a variety of ways. For example, you'll find your odds of discovering Mudkip splashing around will greatly improve on rainy days. Water Pokemon will be more common on rainy days, as certain Pokemon types will be more commonly found during various weather conditions. Additionally, attacks of certain types will be more effective during some weather conditions, so a Charizard's Fire Spin will perform better on sunny days, for example. Rain or shine, winter or spring, your gameplay experience will remain fresh, making your time outdoors even more exciting. Look at these. Look at these screenshots. Sunny. Well, we know what sunny looks like. The game has looked like sunny for the last year and a half. Rainy. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I hope that it rains before I leave the Philippines so I get to experience this, because going back home to California, well, we don't get a lot of rainy days. We don't get a lot other than sunny. Snowy! Wow, that looks beautiful as well. And right now I'm 4 Pokemon away from finally having my gold ice badge, so maybe I'll go somewhere where it's snowing. Foggy doesn't look that different. Partly cloudy, also not that different. And windy, not very different either. But there are little icons that are going to show you what the weather's like right above the nearby Pokemon list. So you have sunny, rainy, snowy, foggy, partly cloudy, windy, obviously, in case it's not super obvious, like in the case of fog and clouds and wind. There's never been a better time to grab your umbrella or snow boots, which I literally do not own either of those, and safely, I'm glad they put that in there, safely venture outside with family and friends this season. There's a reason these things are coming out during winter, so we actually have weather. As you explore your local neighborhoods, remember to share a photo of your encounters on social media with the hashtag Pokemon GO. We'd love to see all of your new adventures as they unfold. Oh, this is Okay, so let's just talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this. Wow, first of all, this is big. So we're getting 50 new Pokemon according to the title of this post. And right away, I'm hoping that with those extra Pokemon rolling out, we might actually also see more new systems introduced in the game. Hopefully. We're getting weather with this 50, obviously. If we get another, let's say 50 or 25 or whatever, maybe something new will come with them. Maybe. Oh man. I mean, I don't even want to go too deep into speculation here because we're getting 50 new Pokemon later this week. Now, with weather, Niantic says specifically weather is going to impact the Pokemon that you find in the wild. That's great. We've wanted that for a long time. I think that's a huge step for the augmented reality immersion of the game. Finding more water types when it's raining, finding more ice types when it's snowy, when it's foggy. What are you going to find when it's foggy? I don't know. We're going to have a lot to figure out, and that means a lot of content on the channel. So we're going to be breaking this all down, definitely, as we, the community, figure out how these new systems work. So you can definitely stay tuned to the channel for that because you know I get excited when there's new things to figure out in Pokemon Go. And on top of affecting spawns, weather also affects battles. We're getting a little bit of depth in the battle system right now. The first example is Charizard's Fire Spin, or fire type attacks will deal more damage on a sunny day, which means don't put anything weak to fire in a gym in Southern California because fire will always deal increased damage in Southern California. Now, as for the 50 Pokemon we're going to see, we see the 3 starters are confirmed. That's 9 Pokemon right there. In the trailer, we see Shiftry. That's 3 more Pokemon. Ludicolo, 3 more Pokemon in that evolution line. Aggron, that's another 3. Salamence, that's another 3. So between the 3 starters, Salamence, Aggron, Ludicolo, Shiftry, that's 7 times 3, 21. Plus we saw Groudon. We might see Groudon raids at some point this week. We'll likely see Cast Form to go along with this weather launch. We definitely probably won't see Shedinja at this point. I don't think they're ready for that. With the later rollout, Shedinja plus battle system update, I don't know. We definitely have step 1 towards a battle system update with weather affecting the damage of moves in battle. Oh my god, so this is it. This is crazy hype right now. And it's coming later this week. So I think I'm probably just going to upload this as is because I was working on editing a video, but it doesn't really fit with this whole Gen 3 launch. This is just a lot of hype right here. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of footage in after here because I had some footage that I wasn't going to use. So maybe stick around. Stick around. There's a little bit of Manila vlog in there. But wow, Gen 3 hype. Are you ready? I'm not sure if I'm ready. I'm totally ready. I'm so ready for new Pokemon in Pokemon Go. And weather. It's a beautiful day. Okay, hold on. So, after I recorded the last clip, and before, well, right now, I went out to dinner, I went out with my cousin, and it's probably a good thing that I did instead of just going straight into editing because now we have a lot more information about what's going on with this new Gen 3 Pokemon launch. So, first of all, from the official Pokemon website, Pokemon.com, big changes are coming to Pokemon Go. And here's an image featuring a lot more Pokemon than the actual Niantic Pokemon Go press release or blog article showed. We have Plusle and Minun, we have Absol, Seviper, Zangoose, Beautifly, Slackoth, which is a huge surprise to me, Wurmple, Silcoon, or Cascoon, Ralts, Mawile, Skitty. So, between the 21 species that we counted earlier, we now have Plusle, Minun, plus 21, 37, plus Slackoth, 40, plus Groudon, 41. So it seems like, for the most part, this is the early Hoenn Pokédex. These are Pokemon that you encounter early on in the Ruby and Sapphire games. Aside from, at this point, mainly Absol, Seviper, Zangoose, those come later in the game. But it seems like they've probably added some single evolution Pokemon, or no evolution Pokemon, I should say, which you really don't find until later in Ruby and Sapphire. So,
For the most part, we're going to see early Pokedex Pokemon that you find early on in Ruby and Sapphire, and then a couple special spawns like Absol. We also did see Salamence, Pokemon that come later on. So what am I trying to say? So for the most part, early Pokedex. The rest of the article here goes on to kind of just repeat information that Niantic shared in their blog post. So nothing new here, but we do have some exciting new information about weather and how that affects the gameplay. So apparently, Niantic sent out a press release to a lot of news outlets, probably, Kotaku, TechCrunch, maybe, whoever normally posts updates about Pokemon Go. Niantic, why aren't you sending press releases, press kits to us, the YouTubers? Anyway, in that press kit, they released a lot of actual gameplay footage, including how that weather system affects in-game systems. So, this is from a Silph Road article, which has sort of gathered all the information, and again, I'll link to this full article in the description. Again, the following weather conditions have been identified: sun, rain, snow, fog, partial clouds, wind. We discussed that earlier, but we can now expect the following to be affected by the current localized weather conditions: spawn behaviors, CP boosts in battle, and an extra 25 Stardust per wild catch. So spawn behaviors, we know that from the Niantic blog post. CP boosts in battle, that means Pokemon's stats are actually being affected by weather, and an extra 25 Stardust per wild catch for types that are affected by a certain type of weather. Now, as far as those type bonuses go, well, here we have some of them. So we actually have gameplay footage of what this new weather system looks like, and if you tap on the weather icon, you can actually see what bonuses are being applied in-game. So, for snowy weather, ice and steel type Pokemon are going to be boosted. They'll be stronger, aka CP boosts, which basically equates to stat boosts. They'll appear more frequently, and they'll give bonus Stardust when caught. So you can see when the Swinub is caught, it gives a bonus 25 Stardust. Now the interesting thing to note here is that you're not actually seeing the wild Pokemon's CP before you catch it. And it's not clear if that's an effect of weather during boosted, weather boosted spawns, or if that's going to be a game-wide change where as soon as Gen 3 drops, you're not going to see CP at all anymore. Moving on, in Fog. In Fog, you'll see Dark and Ghost type Pokemon spawns, CP, and Stardust boosted, and you can see, well, here it is, a brand new Gen 3 Pokemon, Poochyena, being caught, registered to the Pokedex, and awarding a bonus 25 Stardust. In Rain, as expected, you have water Pokemon receiving a boost, but then you also have electric and bug types. So I guess that's Niantic's way of sort of accommodating Thunder, the way that Rain boosts Thunder's accuracy. Well, during Rain, electric type Pokemon will also be more common, which kind of makes sense in a thunderstorm, but not every rain occurrence is a thunderstorm. Bugs also, the worms come out of the ground when it rains, right? So here's Mudkip. I heard you like Mudkips, and here's one being caught in Pokemon Go, again awarding a bonus 25 Stardust. And finally, with windy weather, you're going to see, well, I was asking about it earlier, you're going to see Dragon types, Flying, and Psychic. Psychic in wind? I guess. Whatever, Niantic. I'm happy with whatever you're doing at this point. Dragon, Flying, and Psychic are going to have stat boosts, CP boosts, appear more frequently, and grant bonus Stardust. And honestly, it's going to inspire me to do a lot more traveling, because we'll probably have 350 days of sunny weather in Southern California, which we don't have any specifics on, but sunny weather will probably boost fire and grass types. And honestly, I'll take grass types, because in LA, we really don't see a lot of grass types. We have mostly ground, rock, fire, fighting, but we don't have grass types spawning so much in our sort of arid desert biome there. The interesting thing about weather here is that you're going to see a shift in local meta games. In LA, in Southern California, fire types are going to be constantly boosted, which means anything weak to fire, like I said earlier, is going to become a slightly weaker gym defender. And if sunny weather is also boosting grass types. Anything weak to grass is going to be a slightly lower or slightly weaker gym defender, which includes rock types, Rhydon, Golem. Those are all going to get a disadvantage in sunny weather if grass types are being boosted. In places where it snows a lot in the northern hemisphere during winter, you're going to see anything that's weak to ice having a disadvantage. So that's going to include ground types, flying types, Dragonite. Well, Dragonite's going to get a big disadvantage in snowy weather. So it's going to be interesting to see how this new weather system affects Pokemon Go, affects the metagame, and especially affects local metagames, because, well, Pokemon Go is getting a lot more closely tied to the actual real world, which I think is a big step forward for augmented reality and for what Niantic is doing with the game. So there's a lot going on in Pokemon Go very soon. Probably as soon as this weekend, honestly, because there's a Japanese post that specifically says this weekend. So that remains to be seen. We'll find out soon enough. It's a very exciting time in Pokemon Go. Stay tuned. A lot of new information, a lot of, well, the return to trainer tips, basically, coming to the channel. If you've been missing out on tips and information on Pokemon Go, it's coming soon, I promise. And of course, I'm going to continue exploring and digging into the culture here in the Philippines. So tomorrow's episode is going to be a good one, because I already started editing, and I like where it's headed. But this Gen 3 news, this is a big deal. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Gen 3 hype train is leaving the station at full steam ahead. See you guys.